Hello again and welcome to our June 2025 edition of Quick Kit. Cine Gear was early this month, so there's a lot to go through. So get comfy, and if you want to learn more about anything we cover, I've put links to everything in the description. Right, let's get into it. First off, Fujifilm have announced some new details of their upcoming Eterna cinema camera. This includes spec on the OLPF being used in the camera, which is great to see as it should really help with moire and false colour artifacts. We've also got a full sensor format and frame rate list, which we'll be adding onto our lens tool very soon. There are even a few new additions here that the GFX 100 II doesn't have, such as 4x3 open gate and a bunch of Super 35 formats. They've also shared what codecs you'll be able to record internally, which includes ProRes 42HQ, 42 and 42LT, H.265 and ProRes or H.264 proxies. If you're looking to shoot RAW with this camera, it can be done externally via HDMI. They've also shared that the camera will support user 3D LUTs, of which 16 can be imported into the camera, and there will be 20 film simulation modes in the camera as well. They will also be making a range of LUTs for F-Log2 of a few of their film simulations, which is really exciting. They have also confirmed the camera has a frame guide tool, remote multi-camera control details, and confirmed some of the screen specifications, including that the 5-inch LCD has a peak brightness of 2000 nits, which is great. There's also a few other smaller details which I've put on screen now. I'm excited to get this camera in for testing. Please let us know what you would like to see in our video all about it down in the comments. They also announced their latest mirrorless camera, the XE5, and a new Pancake XF 23mm f2.8 lens. This very compact 445 gram camera houses a 40 megapixel X-Trans sensor and Fujifilm's latest X processor. It is the first in the XE line to offer in-body image stabilization up to 7 stops in the center of frame. Its classically Fujifilm body design has changed slightly compared to the XE4. It has a new film simulation dial and front dial and switch for better control. While still preserving the beautifully crafted compact design the XE line is known for. It features Fujifilm's latest autofocus performance, can shoot 6K up to 30, 4K up to 60 and 1080p up to 240 frames per second, has a 2.36 million dot EVF, and has a 3-inch 1.04 million dot tilt screen that sits really nicely into the body when closed. It's available body only or bundled with the new XF 23mm f2.8 lens, and I think both could be very popular with people wanting a compact Fujifilm style camera packed with features. Sigma have announced a few new products this month. First off, their brand new Aizu Primes. Named after the location in Japan where Sigma are based, the Aizu Primes are a new set of fast cinema primes that are aimed at not being too clinical or too vintage inspired, and I personally cannot wait to check them out. The set consists of 12 lenses which range from 18 to 125mm, all of which have a t1.3 maximum aperture and a 46.3mm image circle, so they will cover a lot of formats. This combination is actually really impressive. We've seen a few T1.3 primes before, but never a full set of full frame primes like this. They'll be available in both PL and E-mount and will have both Cooke iData and Zeiss extended data support. Physically, they will look familiar to anyone who's used Sigma's high-speed cine lenses, and while not exactly the same weight or size across the whole set, they are extremely close. They have a front diameter of 95mm across the 25 to 75mm as well. Currently there isn't specification for the 18, 21, 100 and 125mm. I'm really hoping these lenses balance character more towards clean excellence, but without being too overly clinical or sharp, like Arri's lenses or some of Leitz's. They're going to be priced around £7,000 including VAT per lens, which does position them towards the higher end of the cine lens market now. Sigma will have these and the next lenses we are going to talk about at the European Lens Summit on the 12th and 13th of July, which we are hosting at our West London space. So please swing by if you want to check these out or chat about all things cine optics with us. Link to sign up is in the description and I'll see you there. Next, Sigma have also teased their upcoming Cine hybrid lenses, which are based around their 28 to 45mm f1.8 and 28 to 105mm f2.8. They feature Cine style mechanics, but then also keep the autofocus motors of the stills versions, so you can get the best of both worlds. I've managed to get my hands on one of these lenses previously, and Sigma have executed this really nicely. The mechanics are solid and the autofocus performance is really good. When you have the lens in manual focus, you have nice marks on the lens that it matches and a nice consistent rotation with hard stops. And then when you turn on autofocus, you've got regular autofocus performance as if you're using a Sigma photo style lens. It's awesome, and I think what a lot of people want from a hybrid video focus lens. Lastly, they announced the 17-40mm f1.8 DC Art Series lens, designed for APS-C or Super 35 cameras, and it offers a lot of versatility for its £779 price tag. 17-40mm is an excellent focal range on APS-C. Depending on what camera you put it on, it will be roughly these equivalents on a full-frame sensor, which is a solid range for an f1.8 zoom. It will cover your wides and even some close to standard portraiture. Combine that with its compact size, lightweight, solid construction, bright, consistent f1.8 aperture, and you've got a really versatile photography and video lens. It's available to pre-order now, and we'll be publishing our review on it very soon, so make sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss that. Sony finally released the long-awaited version 2 firmware for the Brano. This includes 3 new imager scan modes. The 3.8K and 1.9K modes aim to give users a format with higher maximum frame rates and faster sensor readout times for improved rolling shutter performance. However, this does come at the cost of some resolving power. A new range of shooting frame rates have also been added across a few different formats. You have a 1.8D squeezing camera now, support for active and high image stabilization, updated autofocus, and a range of improved external output tweaks, such as camera status and settings being output via SDI when in XAVC now, and the camera status and settings now sit around your frame rather than over your image. A bunch more has also been added, so if you want to learn more and see how the new features perform, check out our full video, and the firmware is available to download right now. Sony also released firmware version 3 for the FR7, which is also available to download now. Laowa have announced a few new lenses this month. First off, a pretty unique one, the 8-15mm f2.8 zoom fisheye lens. This is available as both a stills or cine variant, and is a very unique lens, which I really like the look of. I love the Canon 8-15mm f4, which is now discontinued, so it's great to see Laowa continuing on offering a new lens like this, especially the Cine one, which is really unique. At 8mm, you can get a full fisheye circular image. If you want to capture the full circle, you need to use it on a 36x24mm 3x2 sensor. Cropping into 16x9 will cut this circle down. Then at 15mm, you have a more regular image, but with emphasized barrel distortion. It looks really nice here. Mechanically, it's typically Laowa, it feels solid, and you have nice gears for focus, zoom, and iris control. It's incredibly compact as well, and weighs just 590 grams. Its PL mount is standard, but has a rear element that protrudes far past that mount, so do be careful when using it with adapters, especially ones that have filters or a focal reducer. The photo variant is available in E, Z, RF, and L, and is priced at £699. And the Cine version is priced at £1,369, and like we said, is PL as standard, but optional mirrorless mounts are available for it as well. Next, Laowa announced 2 new photo versions of their updated 12mm 0D lens. The original Laowa 12mm 0D has become a legendary optic since its release all the way back in 2019. It's been used on a range of feature films, commercials, and music videos because of its excellent image quality, compact size and weight, and rectilinear design, which results in incredibly low distortion for such a wide-angle lens. The new 12mm Cine was announced back in March, and it reduces the overall size compared to the old one, and also improves overall image quality. It's great to see these 2 new stills versions come out though, as it gives you more options depending on what mechanics you need. One of the lenses is fully manual, and the other has autofocus, which could be really interesting for solo operators or gimbal use. They are priced well and available to pre-order now. Profoto have announced 2 new constant lighting fixtures, the first being the LP2000C, a 2000 watt RGB LED panel aimed at competing against Ari's Sky panels. It's IP65 rated, has a CCT range of 2000 to 15,000 Kelvin, can be used with both CRMX and DMX, has Bluetooth control via Profoto's app, and has a nice looking control panel on the back. Oh, and it's ballast free, which has allowed them to keep weight somewhat down, though it still does weigh 27 kilograms or 59 pounds. It's priced at £11,400, so it's definitely more aimed at being a rental fixture. They also announced 2 new 600 watt cob fixtures, the LS600D and LS600C, the D being a daylight fixture and the C being an RGB WWW fixture. Yes, RGB WWW, and it's actually the first of its kind and boasts some very impressive photometrics. These new fixtures are ballast free, weigh around 6 kilograms. The C has a CCT range of 2000 to 15,000 Kelvin, and they can both use Profoto mount, which has loads of modifiers available for it, and you can easily adapt to Bowens if you'd like as well. They can also be controlled via DMX, CRMX, and via Profoto's app. Profoto are a well-respected brand in the photography industry, and it's great to see them putting out more constant fixtures as well. They look like interesting lights, and are priced pretty similarly to aperture and nanlights offerings. We should be getting some into test soon, so let us know if you want us to create a video about them in the comments below. Up next, SmallRig has released a couple of new products. First off, their latest collaboration between them and Potato Jet, the Tribex SE hydraulic tripod. This new tripod is being aimed at smaller camera users. It has a maximum head capacity of 6 kilograms, and the tripod legs are rated up to 15 kilograms. So this will make it great with mirrorless cameras and mid-size camcorders. It uses the X-clutch hydraulic system, similar to the one found on the larger Tribex tripod. This means that you can use the single clutch mechanism to release all the legs simultaneously and even level off the system. The head is DJI RS and Manfrotto plate compatible, has 4 kilograms of fixed counterbalance, and fixed tilt and pan adjustments. It's priced at just £377, which I'm sure will make it very popular with people wanting a more video-focused lightweight tripod system. They also released the CB75 base 20,000 mAh battery, which is designed to be mounted on the bottom of smaller camera systems. It has 2 quarter-20 threads for mounting, 2 D-taps which can both input and output power, 2 USB-Cs rated up to 65 watts, an 8-volt DC output, and a little screen for information. SmallRig have shown it being used with their Hawk Clock mounting system, which could be a nice pairing with this. It's going to be priced at around £150, which is pretty good for what it is. If you want to keep up with the latest and greatest kit, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you want to buy anything you see in this video, head over to cvp.com where our experienced team is waiting to help you. Hawk have announced that they'll be creating new sets of their beloved C series of 2x anamorphic primes. They haven't made new sets of C series primes for years now, which means they have been increasingly hard to get your hands on, and we fortunately had the chance to test and use them a couple of times. We actually had a set coming for us to sell on our used marketplace, and they were the actual lenses used on Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. It was really cool to take a look at them, though quite scary given how expensive they were. These new lenses are going to be built to the same identical standard as the previous builds and will consist of a 40, 50, 75 and 100mm. These will be rental only, but hopefully it means more people can shoot on these if they want to for their next project. If like me you grew up cutting your teeth on DSLR cameras, you will certainly remember the Magic Lantern software, which unlocked some amazing features across a range of Canon DSLRs, like my trusty 5Ds right here. And earlier this month, a new developer took lead of the project, which should hopefully mean we get to see some bug fixes for existing firmware and new firmware for newer camera systems. If you want to keep up to date with the project, head over to the Magic Lantern forums, link to which is in the description. With the boom of 65mm cinema cameras happening this year, the race to release larger image circle cinema lenses is on, and IronGlass have been showing off their Soviet medium format lenses. These are based around 7 vintage large format lenses, which means that they do have slightly inconsistent t-stops, but have a lovely vintage look to them. They have the same excellent build quality from their Mark II Soviet set, 300-degree focus rotation, 110mm front diameter for clamp-on matte boxes, and a PL as standard. I managed to check out a couple of focal lengths of these at BSC earlier this year, and they do look nice and flare very well. These should be at the European Lens Summit if you want to come down and have a look at them yourself. American-based custom camera cables have created the FX6 top handle expander. This extension is attached onto the top of the FX6 handle and allows you to attach a Hollywood-style handle onto the back of it, which has become quite popular recently. It's a solid aluminium block that will also be helpful for easy rig shooters and even for mounting accessories like a wireless transmitter, as it adds a range of mounting points as well. It's going to cost around £110 and is available to order now. DZO released their Extract 18-28mm probe lens back in January, and this month they announced the full details on their 360 version of the Extract. This allows you to rotate the lens from the lens mount and also round from the 90-degree joint here, and these are even geared so you can control them with a fizz. This means that you can achieve some really unique images with it. There are also now 3 Extract bundles available, a kit with all 3 versions of the Extract with lenses for all 3 front modules. Then there is a version with 1 rear lens, and then the 360 and direct view modules, and then a version with all 3 front modules and 1 rear lens. That way, if you want to swap the modules between a single rear lens block, you can save a good chunk of money. Manfrotto have announced their latest tripod system. This includes a new set of legs called the One and the new 500X head. The new legs are available in both aluminium and carbon and are aimed at being the ultimate set of sticks for hybrid shooters. These new legs have a single latch to unlock all the leg stages. Pair that with the fantastic leveling system and you've got a new set of legs that are incredibly fast to set up and adjust. The sensor column can be partially removed for low angle shots and can even be swung up, which would be great for top down shots. It also features Manfrotto's new exchange quick release system for swapping your tripod head across different support equipment, like a monopod or slider with an optional adapter. The new 500x head is also compatible with this new system and also features a new vertical shooting plate, which is really quick and easy to use. The one is available as legs only or bundled with the 500x, with the aluminium legs and 500x bundle costing around £520. This system offers some really unique features at a good price. If you want to learn more of the details, check out our full video, and the whole system is available to pre-order now. Angenieux have released their oval iris for their Optimo Prime series of lenses. The Optimo Primes are incredibly customizable, and part of this is their ability to have their irises swapped out. And this new one is a cleverly designed iris that keeps an oval shape even while you're stopping down the lens. This is to emulate the style of oval bokeh which is associated with anamorphic lenses. The Optimo Primes have a bunch of customizations a cinematographer can make to the standard primes, and this oval iris only adds to that. The show reel that Angenieux have released for this looks really nice. Link to that is in the description. Canon have announced a range of new firmware for the C80, C400 and a few of their PTZ cameras. For the C80 and C400 this includes improving the peripheral border display, the ability to play back RAW files with distortion and CA correction in camera, CV protocol can now be output to multiple devices, 256 look or LUT files can now be imported, whereas the cameras were limited to 20 before. Pause IS while recording has been added, and lastly, the C400 can enable manual focus override during tracking autofocus. Here's the update for the Canon PTZ cameras and the RC IP1000 controller. They should all be available to download in July. Earlier this month, Canon announced that their VR lenses, the RF 5.2mm and RF-S 3.9mm, will be able to capture and deliver Apple projected media profile files, a format designed to be used with the Apple Vision Pro headset. This is a logical thing for Canon to do, and I'm intrigued to see what Apple's next step is with their Vision Pro system. Next, Leica released their new 28-70mm f2.8 for their SL cameras. This uses L-mount, which means that it should work across Leica's, Panasonic's and Blackmagic's L-mount systems. It's surprisingly affordable for a Leica zoom. It's constructed of 16 elements in 12 groups, has 9 aperture blades, and is a good bit smaller and lighter than Leica's existing 24-70. It's available to pre-order now. Up next, Panasonic released their latest firmware updates for the S1 II, S1 IIe and S1 R2, and they're all available to download now. This includes loads of additions to the S1 R2 such as 8K open gate recording, B-RAW output, and a bunch of new features from the S1 II. Across all the cameras we got the ability to use multiple frame markers, updates to the Lumix app, and the ability to use the optional SFU3 key to shoot Arilog C3 internally. We managed to get this firmware a little bit early to run some tests, check out the full details and compare it against the Alexa Mini. So if you want to learn more, check out our full video. Sirui have announced their latest series of full frame 1.5x anamorphic Cine lenses. These will be available with both silver or blue flares, have their anamorphic elements in the center of the lens, and have a user interchangeable PL and EF mount with back focus adjustment. There will be a 35, 45 and 60mm t1.9 at release, with a 75, 100 and 135mm t1.9 following after. These look really well sized considering their image circle and squeeze factor, and they are going to be priced at around $1,200. Right, let's get into our quickfire honourable mentions. Links to details about these are in the description. Arri announced the NIA1 network interface adapter and a bracket called the RRA1. This adapter enables remote camera and lens control from anywhere through IP networks. Blackmagic released firmware 3.2 for their Video Assist 12G monitor recorders to enable recording from the S1 II and S1 IIe, and Camera Update 9.6, which brings a range of changes to the Micro Studio Camera 4K G2, including the ability to use the Pixis monitor with it. DJI released the RC Pro 2 remote controller for their drones. Hawkwoods released their new G-Lock Mini Gold Mount series of batteries. Condor Blue have announced their Fletch fiber module system, which takes HDMI and pumps out OM3 MPO fiber. Liebeck announced the QL40B tripod system, which uses a single latch design to adjust the height of the system. Mid49 released a bunch of new products, including Ursa Cine and Red Power distro. Moto Crane has announced the Titan LT camera support system. Nanlite have released the FM projection attachment, which offers an 18 to 36 degree zoom range. Nikon have released version 3 firmware for their Z8 camera. This brings pixel shift, a new in-body focus limiter, improved autofocus, and a range of shoot and function updates. The N-Log View Assist has also been updated to better match Red's technical luck, which is also quite cool to see. OM announced their latest camera, the OM5 Mark II, which uses a 20.4 megapixel Micro Four Thirds sensor that can shoot 4K DCI and Full HD up to 120 frames per second. ProSop announced their new modular tri-plate system. SmallRig released PageOS 6.2.0 for their monitors. A new affordable EVF has hit the market, the catchy V780H. It's very compact and uses a Full HD panel and is powered from the HDMI port, which is quite cool, though it does seem like it's quite limited with what cameras it can work with. Viltrox have announced their 85mm f1.4 Pro lens for full-frame Sony E-mount cameras. Wooden Camera have released a bunch of new accessories in their Elite handle range. And lastly, Zelmus have announced their Aura series of Super 35 2x anamorphic lenses. If you enjoyed this, please make sure you subscribe ready for next month's quick kit, and let us know what kit you've picked up this month in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching.